Stop scrolling. Stop reacting. Stop letting life steal from you. Right now, ask yourself, how much of your energy have you given away today without even realizing it? How many hours, how many thoughts, how many emotions have been drained by people, problems, and distractions that don't deserve a single second of your life? If you keep giving your energy away, you are powerless. But here's the truth: energy is everything. Your focus, your emotions, your actions, your results, they all come from it. And today I'm going to show you how to take it back, protect it, and unleash it like a weapon. Because once you master your energy, you master your life. Energy is the most valuable currency you have. Forget money, forget connections, forget luck. Without energy, nothing else matters. Energy is what fuels your thoughts, your decisions, your actions, and ultimately your results. It determines the quality of your work, the intensity of your relationships, and the level of impact you make on the world. And yet, most people spend it carelessly, giving it away to things that don't deserve it, to people who don't value it, to circumstances they cannot control. They let their energy leak through arguments, negative news, social media, comparison, and overcommitment. They wake up drained, go to bed frustrated, and wonder why life seems harder than it should be. But the truth is simple: your energy is your life force, and mastering it is the only way to master everything else. Most people think energy is just physical, something you get from sleep or coffee or exercise, but that's only part of the story. Energy is mental, emotional, and spiritual as well. Your thoughts carry energy. Negative thinking drains it, positive thinking amplifies it. Your emotions carry energy. Anger, fear, and resentment consume it, while gratitude, focus, and joy multiply it. Your attention carries energy. Where your mind goes, your energy flows. If you spend hours worrying about what others think or obsessing over things you cannot change, you are literally handing your energy over to forces outside of your control. And the result: you feel powerless, you feel stuck, you feel small. But the reality is that no one and nothing can take your energy unless you allow it. Energy is yours to control. It is yours to protect. It is yours to invest wisely. Think about it like this: the most successful, most influential people in history are not simply those with talent or resources. They are the ones who learned to manage their energy. They knew when to focus and when to rest, when to engage and when to withdraw. They understood the invisible flow of energy and made it work for them. They didn't wait for motivation. They created momentum by harnessing the power within them. Imagine Leonardo da Vinci working tirelessly on his inventions, his paintings, his notebooks. Imagine a leader like Winston Churchill navigating a world at war while maintaining unwavering focus. Imagine someone like Oprah Winfrey channeling her energy into building an empire that inspires millions. What all these people had in common was not luck. It was mastery over their energy. They understood that energy is the fuel behind all results, and they refused to let it be wasted. To master your energy, you must first recognize how it is currently being spent. Most people operate unconsciously, letting their energy be siphoned by things that do not serve them. Complaining about problems, dwelling on the past, overthinking social interactions, giving too much to people who drain them. All of this consumes energy without producing anything of value. You have to audit your energy the same way a business audits its finances. Where is your energy going? Which activities, people, and thoughts are producing a return on investment, and which are costing you more than they're worth? This is not selfish. It's necessary. Because if you do not consciously manage your energy, it will be managed for you, and usually in ways that leave you weaker, exhausted, and frustrated. The next step is to take ownership of your energy. This is where most people fail. They blame others, blame circumstances, blame the world for their exhaustion, their lack of focus, their low mood. But energy is yours to control. It cannot be taken without consent. You decide where it goes, and you decide how much you allow to be spent on things that do not matter. This requires awareness and discipline. Awareness, because you cannot manage what you do not notice. Discipline, because the world is full of energy draining traps, people who complain, situations that provoke anger, distractions that seduce you into wasting your time. Mastery over energy is about choosing where to spend it and saying no to everything else. It's about protecting your inner state as fiercely as you protect your wallet or your health. Energy is also cumulative. Small, consistent actions compound into massive reserves of power over time. When you start managing your energy, you begin to notice a shift. You wake up with more clarity, more motivation, more resilience. You are no longer reactive to every slight or setback. You become proactive, intentional, and strategic. Your work improves because your mind is sharper. Your relationships improve because you are more present. Your creativity improves because your mental space is uncluttered. People notice this and they respond to it. Energy is contagious. High energy people elevate everyone around them, and low energy people drain everyone around them. By mastering your energy, you not only change your life, you change the atmosphere of every room you enter. But mastery of energy is not about rigid control or denial of feelings. It's not about becoming robotic or suppressing emotions. It's about understanding the flow of energy, respecting it, and channeling it purposefully. When you are tired, rest. When you are overwhelmed, simplify. When you are angry, redirect it into action rather than allowing it to fester. When you are inspired, act immediately before the spark fades. Mastery is about rhythm, not suppression. It's about learning the patterns of your own energy and using them as a lever to amplify your life. One of the biggest mistakes people make is confusing business with productivity. They equate being constantly active with having high energy, but that is false. Real energy mastery is about prioritization. It's about doing fewer things, but doing them with more intensity and focus. It's about eliminating what doesn't matter and investing your energy in what does. The moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop feeling drained all the time. You stop spreading yourself thin. You stop letting life happen to you. You begin to create life intentionally, with purpose, with clarity, and with power. Another key to mastering energy is understanding the connection between mind, body, and environment. Your physical state directly affects your energy. Poor sleep, unhealthy food, lack of exercise, all of these deplete it. Your mental state affects it. Negative thinking, worry, and doubt consume it. Your environment affects it. Clutter, noise, toxic people, and constant distractions drain it. You cannot master your energy if you ignore any of these dimensions. Energy mastery is holistic. It's about taking care of yourself, your mind, your body, your surroundings, and your inner state. Each piece is a gear in a machine, and when all gears are aligned, the machine runs effortlessly. Finally, mastering your energy is about recognizing its scarcity and treating it with respect. You only get a finite amount of energy each day. How you spend it determines the quality of your life. The people who achieve greatness, who maintain peace, who radiate influence, all understand this. They are ruthless about protecting their energy, strategic about how they spend it, and intentional about where they focus it. They know that wasted energy is lost potential. And when you adopt this mindset, when you truly understand that energy is the ultimate currency, you begin to live differently. You begin to act differently. You begin to think differently. You begin to see the world not as something that happens to you, but as something you navigate, control, and create with the energy you choose to wield. Protecting your energy is not optional. It is survival. If you continue to allow every person, every situation, and every distraction to pull at your attention and emotions, you will never rise to your potential. Most people live with holes in their energy like a leaky bucket. They spend their days reacting to negativity, absorbing the drama of others, and letting trivial matters consume what little strength they have. They wake up tired, overwhelmed, and frustrated, wondering why life feels like a constant struggle. But the truth is simple: your energy is your power, and power must be protected. Just as a fortress has walls to keep intruders out, you must build invisible walls around your energy. These walls are boundaries, awareness, and discipline, and they are non-negotiable if you want to live on your own terms. Protecting your energy starts with awareness. You must notice who and what drains you. Is it a friend who constantly complains? A colleague who manipulates or criticizes? Social media that steals your attention? Endless news cycles that provoke fear and anger? Toxic people are everywhere, and they have perfected the art of siphoning energy from those who are unaware. Awareness is the first line of defense. You must identify the energy vampires in your life, the people, environments, and habits that leave you feeling depleted rather than empowered. Once you see them clearly, you can make conscious choices about how much access they have to your inner state. Setting boundaries is the second step, and this is where most people falter. They are afraid to say no, afraid to upset others, afraid to be seen as selfish. But boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. If you do not protect your energy, you cannot protect your dreams, your focus, or your peace of mind. Boundaries are simple. They are limits on what you will accept and how much you will give. They are the invisible fences that keep your life from being invaded by things that do not serve you. Saying no to a request, disengaging from a draining conversation, or walking away from a toxic environment is not weakness. It is strength. It is the act of prioritizing your life, your energy, and your future over the demands of others who do not have your best interests at heart. Energy protection is also about choosing your associations wisely. Who you spend time with determines your energy more than almost anything else. You cannot sit with negativity and expect to feel strong and empowered. You cannot surround yourself with people who are reactive, jealous, or needy and expect to maintain focus and clarity. The energy of others is contagious. It seeps into you whether you like it or not. To protect your energy, you must choose people who uplift, inspire, and challenge you in positive ways. You must recognize when a relationship is costing more than it is giving and have the courage to step away. This is not easy because human beings are wired for connection, but protecting your energy sometimes means letting go of people who were once important but are now destructive. Another layer of energy protection is managing your environment. Your surroundings can either nourish or drain you. Clutter, noise, and chaos consume energy without you even realizing it. Toxic workplaces, stressful commutes, and chaotic homes create friction in your mind and body, leaving you depleted before your day even begins. Protecting your energy means designing your environment for calm, clarity, and efficiency. It means creating spaces that allow you to recharge, focus, and operate at your best. It means controlling the inputs that affect your mind, what you watch, read, and listen to. Every choice you make about your environment is a choice about your energy. Protecting your energy is also about controlling your response. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Arguments, insults, setbacks, and stressors will always exist. If you react impulsively, if you let anger, fear, or resentment take hold, you hand over your energy to external forces. Protecting your energy means stepping back, breathing, and responding intentionally rather than reacting automatically. It means refusing to give people or situations power over your state of mind. It means choosing calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, and action over reaction. Every time you do this, you strengthen your energy, your focus, and your life. Energy protection is not a one-time action. It is a habit, a lifestyle, a discipline that must be cultivated daily. The world will constantly test you. People will demand more than you can give. Situations will arise that threaten to drain your focus. Without consistent vigilance, Your energy will leak away, leaving you frustrated, exhausted, and reactive. But with consistent practice, protecting your energy becomes second nature. It becomes instinctive to disengage from negativity, to set boundaries, and to prioritize your own well-being. You become a force of stability in a chaotic world, unshakable because your energy is yours and no one can touch it without your permission. This requires courage. Protecting your energy often means standing alone. It means saying no when everyone else says yes. It means walking away from people and situations that everyone else tolerates. It means valuing your inner state over approval, comfort, or convenience. Most people are too afraid to do this, and so they surrender their energy willingly, unaware of the cost. But those who master this art understand that life rewards the disciplined. Those who protect their energy have more clarity, more focus, more resilience, and ultimately more power to create the life they want. You must also understand that protecting your energy is not avoidance. It is strategic engagement. It is not about hiding from the world or pretending problems don't exist. It is about choosing where to invest your energy so that it multiplies rather than dissipates. It is about engaging with challenges from a position of strength rather than weakness, acting with clarity rather than reaction, and focusing on what truly matters rather than what distracts. Protecting your energy amplifies your effectiveness, sharpens your mind, and expands your influence. Ultimately, protecting your energy is a declaration of self-respect. It is saying to yourself and the world that you value your inner state above external chaos. It is saying that you will not allow the opinions, negativity, or demands of others to steal your focus, your peace, or your power. It is the act of taking ownership of your life and refusing to be a victim of circumstances. Every decision you make to protect your energy compounds over time, building momentum, clarity, and resilience that cannot be shaken. It is a quiet but unstoppable power that grows stronger each day. When you begin to protect your energy, you will notice a shift in everything around you. People will treat you differently because your boundaries demand respect. Your focus will improve because distractions no longer hijack your mind. Your emotional state will stabilize because you are no longer feeding off chaos. And your results will multiply because energy, once protected and intentionally invested, produces exponential returns. Protecting your energy is not a luxury. It is the foundation of every success, every achievement, and every fulfilling life. Those who master this skill operate at a level that most people cannot even comprehend, not because they are smarter or luckier, but because they have learned the secret that most ignore. Energy is everything, and it must be protected at all costs. Recharging your energy is not optional. It is a requirement for anyone who wants to live at their highest level, perform at their best, and create a life worth living. Most people misunderstand energy management. They think it's about pushing harder, doing more, and grinding through exhaustion. That's not energy mastery. That's energy depletion disguised as productivity. True mastery comes from understanding that energy is finite, that it fluctuates, and that it must be intentionally replenished. Without deliberate recharge, you are operating on borrowed energy, and eventually it will run out, leaving you burned out, frustrated, and incapable of performing at the level you are capable of. Recharging is not a luxury. It is the foundation of effectiveness, clarity, and long-term success. The first step in strategic recharge is recognizing what actually restores you. This is deeply personal. Some people are energized by solitude, others are energized by connection. Some are restored by movement and exercise, others by meditation or reflection. Some find power in creative expression, others in intellectual challenge. Most people never stop to figure out what truly fills their tank. They simply react to external demands, thinking rest is indulgent or unnecessary. The truth is that knowing how you recharge is a superpower. It allows you to recover quickly, to sustain focus, and to operate from a state of abundance rather than scarcity. It allows you to enter any situation with clarity and strength rather than exhaustion and distraction. Rest alone is not enough. Many people think sleep is the only recharge necessary, but energy restoration goes beyond physical rest. It includes mental recovery, emotional balance, and spiritual alignment. Mental recharge comes from clarity, focus, and reducing cognitive clutter. Emotional recharge comes from managing your state, releasing negative emotions, and engaging in experiences that bring joy or peace. Spiritual recharge comes from connecting to a purpose larger than yourself, from aligning your actions with your deepest values. True recharge is holistic. It addresses every dimension of your being, not just your body. One of the most overlooked aspects of recharging is the deliberate management of attention. Your attention is energy, and where it flows, your energy flows. If you spend hours on social media scrolling through content that does not serve you, your energy is drained. If you obsess over other people's opinions, your energy is consumed. If you allow your mind to dwell on problems without solutions, your energy is wasted. To recharge strategically, you must control your attention. Protect it like you would a treasure. Invest it in things that restore, inspire, and empower you. Avoid the endless streams of noise, drama, and distraction that deplete your energy silently but relentlessly. Another critical component of recharge is the deliberate use of micro recoveries throughout the day. Energy is not a tank that fills once and empties slowly. It fluctuates constantly. You can sustain higher levels of energy by integrating short periods of restoration throughout your day. A walk in nature, a few minutes of deep breathing, a moment of gratitude, a stretch, or simply closing your eyes for a few minutes. These micro recoveries keep your energy steady, prevent burnout, and increase your overall performance. High achievers do not wait for weekends or vacations to recharge. They understand that energy must be maintained consistently, moment by moment. Nutrition, movement, and sleep are often discussed in energy mastery, and for good reason. Your body is the vessel through which energy flows. Poor nutrition, lack of exercise, and inadequate sleep are like driving a high-performance car on empty or with dirty oil. They degrade performance, increase friction, and lead to breakdowns. Eating well, moving consistently, and sleeping deeply are non-negotiable acts of energy maintenance. They may seem basic, but they are the foundation upon which everything else is built. Neglect them, and no amount of motivation or willpower can compensate for the loss of energy. Recharging strategically also requires understanding the difference between urgent and important energy expenditures. Most people expend energy reacting to urgent matters that have little long-term significance. They respond to every email, every text, every crisis, and every drama as if it were a matter of life and death. This is exhausting and unnecessary. To recharge effectively, you must identify what truly deserves your energy and what does not. You must prioritize activities that advance your goals, nourish your mind and body, and align with your purpose. Everything else should be minimized, delegated, or eliminated. This is not laziness. It is intelligent energy investment. Emotional recharging is just as crucial as physical and mental. Negative emotions such as resentment, anger, guilt, and fear drain your energy far more than physical exertion ever could. If you carry grudges, obsess over mistakes, or worry about things outside your control, you are spending energy without producing results. Emotional recharge requires awareness and release. It requires reflection, forgiveness, and letting go. It may involve meditation, journaling, therapy, or conversation, but it always involves the conscious decision to reclaim energy that has been lost to unnecessary emotional weight. The people who master energy understand that emotional hygiene is not optional. It is essential. Strategic recharge also includes alignment with purpose and passion. When your actions are aligned with your core values and your life has meaning, your energy multiplies. When you are pursuing goals that excite and inspire you, every challenge feels manageable because energy flows naturally toward what matters. On the other hand, when you are trapped in tasks that feel meaningless, your energy drains rapidly. Purpose acts as a force multiplier for energy. It keeps you motivated, focused, and resilient even in the face of obstacles. Align your actions with purpose, and you recharge not just physically or mentally, but at the deepest level of your being. Finally, recharge is about discipline and routine. High energy people do not rely on luck, mood, or motivation. They create systems that ensure consistent restoration. They schedule time for recovery, reflection, and renewal, just as they schedule work. They respect the cyclical nature of energy, knowing that you cannot perform at maximum capacity indefinitely without replenishment. Recharge is not a luxury. It is a disciplined practice, an investment in yourself, and a commitment to long-term effectiveness. Without it, energy depletes, focus falters, and life becomes a struggle. With it, you gain clarity, resilience, and unstoppable momentum that allows you to achieve more with less effort. Mastering recharge is about understanding that your energy is finite, and how you refill it determines the quality of your life. You cannot give what you do not have, you cannot perform at your best without restoration, and you cannot create extraordinary results while running on empty. Recharge strategically, consistently, and intentionally. Protect it fiercely and invest it wisely. When you do, energy becomes a force that propels you, a resource that amplifies everything you do, and a power that is impossible to take from you unless you allow it. Recharge is the secret weapon of the most effective, resilient, and successful people on the planet. Controlling your inner state is the ultimate form of power because nothing external has more control over your life than the way you respond from within. Most people believe that circumstances, other people, or events dictate how they feel, how they act, and what they achieve, but that is a lie. The world will always throw challenges at you, insults at you, pressures at you, and chaos at you. The difference between those who thrive and those who crumble is not luck, intelligence, or opportunity. It is mastery over their inner state. To control your inner state means to govern your emotions, your thoughts, and your focus with precision, clarity, and discipline. It means that no matter what happens around you, you remain centered, composed, and powerful. Your inner state is your point of origin. It is where every thought, every action, every decision begins. If your inner state is reactive, negative, or chaotic, your outcomes will reflect that. If your inner state is calm, confident, and focused, your outcomes will reflect that as well. Most people spend their lives at the mercy of their inner states, letting stress, anger, fear, or doubt dictate their behavior. They wake up anxious, react impulsively, and end the day exhausted and frustrated. They blame others, blame circumstances, and blame life itself, never realizing that the key to change is not in the world outside, but in the world inside. Mastery of your inner state is the foundation of personal freedom. Controlling your inner state begins with awareness. You must notice the subtle shifts in your emotions, thoughts, and focus before they escalate into full-blown reactions. Awareness is like having a radar system for your mind and body. It allows you to detect when negative patterns are emerging, when energy is being drained, and when your state is being hijacked by external events. Without awareness, control is impossible. You will simply react, often in ways that compromise your power, your relationships, and your results. Awareness is the first step in reclaiming your power from the chaos of life. Once you are aware, the next step is choice. The greatest power you have is the ability to choose your response. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you react. This is where true mastery lies. When insulted, criticized, or challenged, most people respond automatically, letting anger or fear dictate their behavior. Those who control their inner state pause, assess, and respond intentionally. They do not allow external events to steal their calm or disrupt their focus. They create a buffer between stimulus and response, a space where power resides. In that space, energy is preserved, clarity is maintained, and influence is amplified. Controlling your inner state also means mastering your thoughts. Most people are unaware of the constant mental chatter that runs through their minds, shaping their emotions and actions. Negative, limiting, or reactive thoughts are energy vampires. They drain your focus, motivation, and resilience. To control your inner state, you must monitor your thoughts, challenge those that do not serve you, and replace them with thoughts that empower you. This is not about denial or forcing positivity. It is about alignment with reality, clarity of perspective, and focus on what you can control. Your thoughts are not random, they are tools. Use them wisely, and you control your inner state. Ignore them, and they control you. Emotional mastery is equally important. Your emotions are powerful signals, but they are not always accurate guides. Fear, anger, frustration, and anxiety are natural, but if left unchecked, they hijack your energy and distort your decisions. Controlling your inner state means acknowledging emotions without surrendering to them. It means observing anger without lashing out, noticing fear without freezing, feeling frustration without blaming. It is about regulating your emotions so that they serve you rather than control you. When you master this, you operate from a place of power rather than reaction, influence rather than chaos, and clarity rather than confusion. Focus is another pillar of inner state control. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Most people allow their focus to be stolen by distractions, social media, gossip, and endless mental noise. When focus is scattered, energy is wasted, and performance suffers. Controlling your inner state requires deliberate control over your attention. It is choosing what deserves your focus and eliminating what does not. It is cultivating the ability to concentrate on what matters, even in the midst of noise, pressure, and adversity. Focus is the tool that channels your energy into results, and mastery over focus is mastery over your inner state. Controlling your inner state is not about suppression, it is about command. You do not ignore emotions or thoughts, you direct them. You do not pretend problems do not exist, you face them with clarity and calm. You do not react impulsively, you respond strategically. This level of control requires practice, self-awareness, and discipline. It requires that you monitor the inputs that shape your state, your environment, the people around you, the media you consume, and the habits you maintain. Every input matters because energy flows to what you give attention to. Controlling your inner state is about designing your inputs, regulating your responses, and creating an internal environment where clarity, confidence, and power thrive. One of the most powerful aspects of inner state mastery is resilience. Life will always present challenges. People will betray you, situations will frustrate you, and the unexpected will occur. Those who cannot control their inner state are at the mercy of circumstance. They swing from panic to despair, from anger to exhaustion. Those who master their inner state maintain equilibrium. They absorb pressure without breaking, adapt without chaos, and respond without losing their composure. Resilience is the natural byproduct of inner state mastery. It allows you to navigate life's storms with grace, strength, and unshakable focus. Another often overlooked aspect is the contagious nature of inner state. Your inner state affects everyone around you. High-energy, composed, focused, and confident individuals uplift teams, influence groups, and inspire action. Conversely, chaotic, reactive, or negative inner states drain energy, lower morale, and create friction. By controlling your inner state, you not only empower yourself, you amplify your influence, improve your environment, and set standards for how others interact with you. Mastery over your inner state is a force multiplier that extends beyond you. Finally, controlling your inner state is a choice that must be made consistently. It is not a one time effort, or a sporadic practice. It is a daily commitment. The world will constantly test your ability to maintain calm clarity and focus. Every insult, every distraction, every challenge is an opportunity to practice mastery. Every time you pause, assess, and respond intentionally, you strengthen your ability to govern your inner state. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. You no longer react unconsciously. You no longer give away your power to circumstances. You become the commander of your mind, the guardian of your energy, and the architect of your life. Controlling your inner state is the final key to mastering energy, and mastery over energy is mastery over everything